Your tattoo calendar isn't dead because people don't want tattoos. It's dead because you're trying to fix today's empty days today. And nobody told you this, but your current drought was created 60 days ago. Not this week, not last week, 2 months back. This is when nothing was happening behind the scenes to feed today's demand. So if your books feel like a roller coaster, full 1 month, empty the next, it's not your art, it's not your skill, it's not your price, it is your timing. Today I'm going to show you the simple, predictable fix that tattoo studios use to kill that feast and famine cycle forever. I'm going to walk you through the real reason your calendar swings between slammed and silent, and why Instagram posts last minute never fix the problem. Studio owners think they're having a marketing problem, but what they actually have is a lead time misunderstanding. Most artists treat bookings like a tap. You turn it on when you're empty, but tattoo clients don't behave like water, they behave like seasons. By the end of this video, you will understand the demand cycles of the tattoo industry, why today's drought was created 60 days ago, and how to build a forward planning system that keeps your diary stable all year without relying on Instagram. Now, if you're a tattoo studio owner who wants predictable months without living on Instagram and in your DMs, subscribe, because this channel is built for you. Let's start with the truth that nobody says out loud. Tattoo demand is not steady, it pulses. Some weeks your inbox is exploding, some weeks it's fucking tumbleweed. You think you're doing something wrong, so you panic post, or you drop prices, or you start offering artwork out for cheap, but this isn't your fault. It's all the natural rhythm of the market. And here's what most artists never notice. Clients have a longer decision cycle than you think. A tattoo client doesn't wake up, see your post and book today. They get the idea, they'll have a browse, they'll think it through, then they wait for payday, then they think again, then they reach out, and then they will book. That cycle can be 30 to 60 days long. So if you're empty today, it's because 60 days ago, no one was nurturing your client funnel. Your workload has inertia. Imagine a train. When you stop shoveling coal, the train doesn't stop. It slows down over time, and the same thing happens with your bookings. You might have been fully booked 8 weeks ago, but the seeds for today's emptiness were already planted back then. You only notice the drop when it hurts. Most artists react when the calendar's visibly empty, but by the time you react, it's already too late to fix this month. That's why your calendar feels so random. And it's not random. It's just delayed. Tattoo industry has a hidden 60-day lag. And this is the part that nobody teaches you, and it's the reason your income can feel unstable at times. Tattoo demand does not match supply in real time. There's a 60-day lag between your actions and your bookings. Now let me break it down in simple terms. Month 1, behavior. Month 3, results. If your diary's empty today, rewind 2 months. Nurturing your email list. Were you following up with all leads? Did you send any retention messages to your past clients? Were you creating offers for clients who already trust you? Did you have a system, or were you just relying on random Instagram posts? If the answer is, I didn't do any of those things really, that's why this month is dead. Most artists don't have a marketing problem, they have a timing problem. They start pushing when they start to feel the pain, but the market only responds weeks later, long after the stress you're feeling has already sunk in. This is why you see studios suddenly start to discount, beg for bookings, and panic post all over Facebook and Instagram. They're trying to fix a 60-day problem in 6 hours. Now, you need to understand your studio's demand cycles. Every studio has its own rhythm. You've just never tracked it before. So let's look at the major cycles. 1. Seasonal cycles. We know tattooing is seasonal. From December, January, February, these are incredibly quiet months, and we know that when it comes to April through the summer, they're your busiest months. That's a standard cycle that we go through every year. A studio cycle can be when you're new. You get a curiosity demand from people. People are excited about a new studio, but after 6 to 12 months, that fades, and if you don't have a system, your inbox dries up. Personal productivity cycles are another one. Some months you are absolutely flying, tattooing all day and posting an absolute truckload, but then you burn out from all of that. So your calendar dies, you can't be bothered to post, and the stress comes along, which worsens your burnout. Client saving cycles People save for them, meaning you should start warming up clients long before the month you actually want them to book. Now, this is the simple fix nobody taught you. Forward planning is important, so we have to get practical here. And here's the fix almost no tattoo studio uses, but every studio needs. The 60-day forward planning system. The idea is simple. Every month you plan for 60 days ahead. Not this month, but for 2 months ahead. And here's how it works. Step 1. Predict your dips. Don't guess. Look at last year or last season, or when was your last slowdown? When did your inquiries spike? When did clients disappear? Now write this down. You can use AI to figure these things out for you, and this will become your demand map. Step 2 is choose your anchor clients. 60 days ahead, anchor clients are your biggest pieces. Full day sessions, multi-session pieces, high ticket work, returning clients, and you contact them 60 days before you need them. And why? Because fill the foundation of your month first, then you let smaller pieces fill the gaps. Step 3, warm up your existing clients, which is your gold mine. This is where 80% of artists fail. You assume clients will come back when they're ready, but they don't. Not because they don't like you, but because life gets busy. So you warm them 60 days ahead. You send them check-ins, you share healed pics, you offer last year's clients first pick of this month. Remind them of unfinished ideas, suggest new placement based on their existing tattoos, and this alone will fill more calendars than 10 Instagram posts ever will. Step 4, reactivate your almost booked leads. Now, these are people who message but didn't confirm. An artist never ever chase these people, but they can be valuable. They're the warmest people in your pipeline after people you've tattooed. So you reach out with something simple. Hey, I'm just doing a 60-day scheduling. If you still want the piece we discussed, I can get you in before my prices go up or before my calendar gets tight again. You'll be shocked how many say yes because they feel like they're getting a special offer. Step 5 is create content specifically for the demand 60 days away, not for today, for the season that you're approaching. I'll give you an example. March to May is a lot of people's peak season. January, February is your warm-up content period for that season. So you show designs, stories, client journeys, healed work, spots opening, bookings posts. This makes the client think ahead too. Step 6 is build an email habit, because email is the backbone of any growth engine. And why? Because Instagram is borrowed land. Algorithms change, reach dies, but your client database is yours forever. So send an email every 2 weeks, reminders on new projects, healed work, stories, booking windows. This is how you create predictable months. Section 5 is what happens when you use the 60-day system. Well, here's the magic. When you plan 60 days ahead, the chaos disappears. Instead of full 1 month, empty the next. You get steadier income, calmer scheduling, predictable workflows, no more panic posting, no more discount spirals, less burnout, better client quality, more repeat clients, more high ticket work. And why? Because you're not reacting anymore. You're steering the boat. You're controlling the flow instead of waiting for it. And this is how studios scale to $250,000 to $500,000 a year without working themselves into the ground, not by posting more and being louder, by being earlier. Look, I have a quick question for you. When your calendar normally dies each year, how much warning do you get before it happens? I'm curious to see how many of you noticed the 60-day lag before watching this video. So if you have noticed, it'd be great for you to comment below. Now, the core truth you need to remember, and let me leave you with the simplest version of everything we've just covered. You don't fix booking droughts today, you fix them 60 days ago. Your calendar isn't reacting to what you're doing now. It's reacting to what you weren't doing 2 months back. Once you accept that, everything becomes easier. Planning, pricing, stability, creative long-term growth. This is why so many artists feel like they're drowning, they're trying to solve the wrong month. Your art isn't the reason your calendar swings. Your talent isn't the problem. Your demand cycles are. Once you understand lag, once you plan forward, once you warm clients 2 months earlier, you stop running your studio on luck and you start running your studio on systems. This is how you build predictability. This is how you reduce burnout. This is how you get your time and your freedom back. If you want to build a real stable growth engine for your studio, the same system that creates predictable calendars without relying on Instagram, join my Economics Academy. It's free and it's where I teach tattoo studios how to fill their books 60 days ahead. It's growth without burnout, folks, and helps people create the income and the freedom that they've wanted for years. The link's in the bio below. Go take a look today.